Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I want to let you know right off the bat today, in the private group today, we're going to talk about digital war games. Is all the world's a stage? Is most of what we've watched in crypto for the last 10 years, has it all been a movie? And I'm going to show you a couple of things having to do with XRP or with Ripple that could, if you thought that way, lean in that direction. We're going to show you those things in the group today. If you want to join, you can go to DAIXRP.com if you want to join through the Patreon, or you can go down here and click the join button if you'd rather join through YouTube. Now, you got to see this, folks. My new partner, Caleb and Brown, I'm trying as best I can to educate everybody as fast as I can, because I think that crypto is imminent in terms of blasting off, and I want to make sure everybody understands, in my opinion, one of the safest ways to store your crypto, have your crypto in a place where you can call somebody, have your crypto in a place where you don't have to worry anymore, but maybe most importantly, that when the time comes, you actually have the liquidity available, like Caleb and Brown has, with multiple liquidity providers, to get out at the price you want to get out at.
Where are cryptocurrencies stored?
This is Jake Boyle from Caleb and Brown. This is a great clip.
This is one of the most boring subjects. It's one of the things that we speak to clients about all the time, and everyone's kind of got that eye roll, like, oh dude, my coins are safe, I don't want to hear about it. And then you get a call at 1 o'clock in the morning and someone's pressed the wrong link, or they've gone on a Discord and given someone their private keys. I'm going to be really honest. I've seen firsthand sickening sums of money evaporated through various scams. I'm talking everything from pig butchering scams. Pig butchering scams is really on the rise these days. It's not so much to do with storing your crypto. It's more to do with being alert and having some rationality about what you're actually doing with your assets. My best advice to people is, one, stay abreast with what's going on in the market in terms of scams. There's dating scams, there's pig butchering scams, there's always going to be MLMs, and there's just people who are outright just going to compromise your computer and steal your coins directly. So what we recommend is we always encourage clients to feel empowered with self-custody. We don't gain anything from customers having funds with us. It's a pain in the ass, if anything, because now you've got more people, you've got to send them about, you got, this is your balance, this is what you're holding, this is how our custody works. By all means, if all of our clients use a Ledger or a Trezor, that's fantastic. So why do we offer custody? It's because not every client can use a Ledger or a Trezor. Not every client understands the mechanics and the technicality that comes behind this. So we partner with Fireblocks. We have an institutional grade custody solution. It doesn't cost you a cent. It certainly costs us, but we want to do that because I'm so sick and tired of speaking to clients who lose their money. If you're holding coins with us, you're not going to lose it. We use offline vault security. We have our own working capital as a company, which is what we use for liquidity. So what that means is, Ben, if you call me up and say, Jake, I need to sell $1 million worth of Bitcoin, you've got your unique wallet address, which is just for your account. Your SMSF's got something different. Your offshore entity's got something different, whatever the case may be. And you send the coins there, and we can get those coins sold before they've even moved out of your wallet, because we have those counterparty relationships with OTC desks and global liquidity providers. And we have our own company capital, which allows us to do that. So bottom line is, if you're comfortable using a hardware wallet, by all means, I encourage you to do it. If you're a client of CMB and you're uncertain about how the mechanics of it work, your broker will jump on a Zoom call and help you out with it. We're not asking for your seed phrase or anything. All we're asking is we send a little test across first, and only when you're really comfortable, we'll get the phone verification, send your coins out. However, if you're not comfortable with that storage and you're really stressing about losing it, honestly, leave your coins with a platform like Caleb and Brown that has that institutional grade solution that's a well-capitalized business. Have your broker on speed dial and tell your broker to freeze your account if you're not looking to sell for a year or two. So that way you can't even access your coins unless you go through a rigorous process.
So, this is another cool point. These guys, I did a conference call with them before partnering with them, and these guys, you can literally give them instructions and say, listen, unless you're on a Zoom call with me, don't ever let anything happen with my crypto. Don't let it move. Don't let it trade. Don't let it anything. You can give them specific instructions, and I've never heard of anywhere where you can do that. You can even tell them, listen, unless you see me in your office in Australia, nothing happens with my crypto. It stays there. No trading. No nothing. You can do whatever. You can give them specific instructions and actually have someone to talk to about it. So this is some of the many reasons that I put a bunch of my stuff with Caleb and Brown with specific instructions as well. And I do have my own personal broker on speed dial. I got him programmed in my phone, and that's cool. So if you want to look at them, go. I made it simple. I created a .com, and it forwards to my page on Caleb and Brown that you can go to. I'm doing it with Brad Combs from Digital Perspectives. You go to xrpwealth589.com. That's xrpwealth589.com, and it'll take you right here, and you click sign up today. Check this out. Guess who's coming? I think this is their first time. Flair is going to be at XRP Las Vegas now. This is from Dan Fisher, who's Ripple's community manager. Flair will be at both XRP Las Vegas and XRP Apex. Perfect chance to finally dig in firsthand. What's Flair really about? How does it work? What's the opportunity? Let's find out. And this is from Flair. It's a challenging time for many builders and founders, but you're not alone. We'll keep showing up to connect, build, and create space to support each other. Let's link at ETH Global Prague, XRP Las Vegas, ETH Belgrade, XRPL Apex. So these guys are going to show up. I think this is their first time coming to XRP Las Vegas. Welcome to the party. Go get your tickets, xrplasvegas.com. It is 38 days away. I'm starting to get ready to do a little bit of gambling. Not too much, but a little bit. Prices are still about where they were, 2.74 trillion in the market. XRP's at 212 right now. Look at this from Trump. This guy trips me out. Preemptive cuts in interest rates are being called for by many, with energy costs way down, food prices, including Biden's egg disaster, substantially lower, and most other things trending down. There's virtually no inflation, with these costs trending nicely downward. Just what I predicted they would do. There can almost be no inflation, but there can be slowing of the economy unless Mr. Too Late, a major loser, lowers interest rates now. So he's talking about Jerome Powell at the Fed and calling him a loser. I mean, boy, you have to admit, even if you hate Trump, it's never boring. All right, Tom Lee was on CNBC talking about Bitcoin today.
Bitcoin up almost 3.5% as well. For more on this, I'm already talking to you and I haven't introduced you. Let's bring in Tom Lee, head of research at Fundstrat, chief investment officer at Fundstrat Capital, as well as a CNBC contributor. And I don't remember whether it was you or Pump when we were talking about Bitcoin sort of stuck under 85,000 with gold going up every day. And it was either you or Pump that said Bitcoin usually follows a couple of months later, but has a much bigger move.
That was probably Pump.
Probably, yeah. He's pretty bullish.
Yes.
Have you noticed anything similar to that? I mean, that's a pretty big move. And in the past, gold's been leaving in the past near term, 2 months, 3 months, whatever. This year, maybe. We have seen gold leave Bitcoin in the dust and go to new highs. Looks like it'll do 4,000 easily, right? Do you think Bitcoin eventually catches some of the same money, the same bid?
Yeah, I think Bitcoin earlier this year may have been struggling with some of the deleveraging that was happening for institutional investors.
Just selling what they could.
Yeah, selling what they could, and I think that suppressed Bitcoin, especially over weekends. But now that deleveraging is done, I think that Bitcoin is going to catch up to gold, and Bitcoin's old high was over 110,000. So I think there is a lot of room to catch up as a sort of non-dollar asset.
As for the equity markets, you think stocks are attractive, but uncertainty is still the name of the game, and it's going to persist. So you think the high in the VIX, what did you say that was on April 7th, that holds?
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard to match that level of fear again. So I think we're probably past peak uncertainty. I mean, even with this Fed controversy, but I don't know if we're past maximum pain. I think that there's still risk that the economic consequences are going to cause markets to be hesitant, but it's going to be hard to match that fear again. So I think a structural low did take place.
Okay, my wife's calling me. I'm sitting here texting her, telling her I'm in the middle of videos. She always calls in the middle of the videos. I'm telling her I'm in the middle of a video. See, I try to let you all be involved. Okay, let's see here. Now look at this. From Ashley Prosper, April 21st, 2025, Pope Francis dies. Klaus Schwab steps down. Iran and Russia officially become allies, and China warns of retaliation for any country making trade deals with the U.S., all on Queen Elizabeth's birthday. The New World Order is upon us. And then, speaking of the Pope dying, let's fast forward to this part. This is, I don't know who, let's see if it says who, somebody from Ripple. Listen to
democratize financial services. Our founder, Chris Larson, sometimes talks about making globalization work for everyone, completing globalization. So what we're doing from a business standpoint is improving both individual and household economics through things like faster, cheaper, more reliable remittances. But we're also doing what we can through philanthropic funding and partnerships with nonprofits, central banks, universities, and even the Vatican.
Even the Vatican. All right, listen to this guy. He's talking about how the government printer is folks, the printer is on, and it's going to accelerate. That's what Trump's wanting, actually.
If we're in a sovereign debt crisis, and I think we are,
The big print.
and if we're going to have a lot of inflation, I think we do, and if we're going to go to have a monetary reset, there are going to be real winners and losers, and you're not going to get a do-over. You're not going to get a do-over. It's not going to be like, oh gosh, I missed it. Maybe I'll, I mean, it's like we could wake up one day and the government could say, we're going to a gold standard. We're taking the price of gold up to $20,000. Well, you either own gold and gold mining stocks or you don't. They're going to go up enormously. Same thing with Bitcoin. I mean, the U.S. could say we're going to do a strategic Bitcoin reserve and the Bitcoin price could triple. Well, if you don't have any, you don't benefit from that. So there will be, because of the risk of monetary debasement and the fact that there will be no do-over, I would just strongly encourage all of your listeners to have some allocation of their wealth into things that the government can't print. The government can't print gold, government can't print silver, government can't print Bitcoin, and the government can print dollars, and they're going to print a shitload of dollars.
Yes, they are. Now, I'm not going to play this whole video. This guy's another Bitcoin maxi lying. He says, what's the difference between fiat, crypto, and Bitcoin? Fiat, where central banks print money. Crypto, where anyone can print money. Bitcoin, where no one can print money. This is a lie. You can't print more XRP. There's only 100 billion, but it's better than Bitcoin because it's deflationary. Some XRP is burned on every transaction, while there's 21 million only Bitcoin, but none of them are burned. You do the math. And he said, send this to your friends and family still holding ETH, XRP, and bonds. And I said, sure. Right after you send this to all your Bitcoin friends and family, the Homeland Security video where they met with the 4 Satoshis. Gold prices have reached a new all-time high, surpassing $3,400. Look at this stablecoin firm Circle launching a new payments and remittance network, which sources say aims to rival Visa and MasterCard. And then this is a pretty good short explanation of the history of control of money.
Throughout all of history is we divide a nation, somebody gets elected, they divide a nation it's those people's fault. Once you divide the nation, it's playing by the same rules, you get elected, you steal more power, you consolidate power, then you have to create a bigger enemy outside your borders, then you go to international conflict, and then you reset, winner resets and says, we promise we won't do it again, and it all starts again. That's the entire history of what money looks like and the control of money. And Bitcoin changes that going forward.
XRP changes that. Look at this from Smoke. This was put out earlier today. Just in Coinbase Circle, BitGo, and Paxos looking to apply for bank licenses and chargers. Well, Ripple's ahead of them. They already have 50 money transmitter licenses across the U.S. These licenses allow Ripple to legally offer cross-border payment service using XRP and its RLUSD stablecoin, facilitate expanded access to U.S. financial institution. That puts Ripple ahead of the curve. With regulatory green light, many others are still chasing. And then you got this. Ripple might not be launching one stablecoin. They could be building an entire ecosystem of them. A new job listing hints at other possible Ripple stablecoins. Are we witnessing the birth of stablecoin empire on XRPL? I think you are. Think digital euro. Think digital pound. Think digital yen. I believe they're all coming. Okay, we're going to go into the Patreon, DAIXRP.com to join, or you can click the join button below this YouTube video or any of my YouTube videos to join through YouTube. Is all the world's a stage? Have we been watching a movie? Has crypto been one big psyop? That's what we're going to talk about. And I guess I'll kind of give you, because I think it's more of a hybrid of both. I think we have seen some corruption, but I think at the same time, we have been watching digital currency wars. Just watch. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Here we go.